gotta hear about this black man.
Green blood of the black land, y'all gotta hear about this black man.
From near and far, they talked about King Azar, birth as the earth stole the East Star. Ethiopia was his native land. Higher Priest consciousness was his native plan.
In our ever-growing effort to perpetuate vegan raw living foods, vegan gardening, plant-based consumption, and those things of that nature, take on a task today of turning a backyard into a beautiful and amazing garden, so that a couple of youth who have made the decision to focus on vegan raw living foods will have the opportunity of growing their food, seeing it grow, feel Mother Earth, interrelate again with life, and from there to have the possibility of passing that on to the generation next after them. We're going to start off with this house that's under reconstruction, because there's some vegans making an effort here and they want to change things around and start to live and grow in the environment, make some changes. First thing we're going to do is clear the land, the space in the back, and turn this bushy area into a beautiful garden. Take some of the concepts and put them into action. We're going to take some of the natural fertilizers. What you have is a lot of natural fertilizer right here. You have all those different leaves, and we're going to get some mulch, which is simply the breakdown of tree fiber and etc. We're going to take it and establish the garden, and then from there, all you basically have to do is give it the maintenance and care for a period of time, and then the food start to grow. And once you start the process of planting and it start to grow, then nature has a magnificent way that it takes care of its own existence. All of the different leaves can be compiled somewhere and turned into a mulch setting, and then you take it and put them around, and the tree actually drops fruits right around it, so that it can continue to fertilize. And if we keep the area basically clean and cleared, the tree will actually take care of its own. It's been doing that for millions of years. It's just that modern man and his modern concepts of thinking that he's more than the wholeness of nature has begun to interrupt with the flora and fauna of this magnificent earth we have. And right now we're in a major effort to correct a lot of that miscomprehension and misperception, or we lose our entire earth. That means all of us.
Right.
So that's the objective.
Let's do a project to show that right in an urban setting, with a rural vegan mindset, you could actually live off the land right within your own yard that you live in the city or in a town. If you set a goal within the next 3 to 4 months or 6 months, we will live for 1 week of what we plant.
Yeah, right.
By eating banana,
That's
by
right.
eating sweet potato, by eating greens, and just as a small unit in terms of family size, you could do your home planting and gardening right within your backyard and sustain yourself.
So the youth, some of the brethren are going to go get mulch. We already have done some suckering so that we can turn it into something beautiful today. We don't want to say let's wait. What we can do today, we do today, and that gives man, he and she, the encouragement to know what we can do if we focus on divine order again, and that's what we're going to do. We appreciate you for the efforts in assisting your daughter from illness and etc., and getting her to a state where she now has a balanced life. And as you know, she's made a dedicated focus that it's vegan living foods or nothing, and we want to encourage her.
Very good, yes. It's working because she represents, like your children, the next generation.
That's the bottom line.
And the issue is our next generation for Belize and this country will not survive unless they're eating healthy, because at the pace they're going, with the type of food our people are eating, this country is not on a sustainable path. We talk about sustainable development. The most important sustainable development that you can have is when the people sustain their lives by eating healthy and living longer.
So this little project that we're going to do today actually becomes very significant to the Caribbean, to Belize, and to all of those out there who seek to have a greater comprehension on how to do it, because the most important thing is we move so far away from Earth, from Mother Earth, that people no longer know how to do it. They don't know how to connect. They think this stuff grow in the supermarkets, or they get those cans with all the toxins and MSG and etc. in it, and all of that stuff that create heart attacks, cancer, diabetes, and all kind of mental illnesses that we don't even speak about. And it creates a situation where the youth become hopeless, and it's time for us to do something better. So if we want the generation next, we got to do it.
Right. All these food that they're eating, a lot of sugar, sweet stuff, they're angry, they easily get upset. They get agitated easily, they have no patience, no calm, no love. It's a type of food, the food is making our people angry and aggressive. Nobody is smiling, shaking hands, saying hello, greeting, loving to each other. When you move around in our societies, we are becoming a very impersonal people, and that is not the way Belize used to be.
No.
You know? So we need to get back to our roots.
That's right.
The High Priest Kwatamani brings over half a century of living experience in veganic gardening and the consumption of raw and living fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts within a holistic living way of life as the optimum pathway to wholesome health and well-being.
Okay, this is one of my sons doing the clearance. For those who don't know, all of my youth are born vegan, raw and living foodists. This one, he will turn 18 soon. He's clearing, although there are those modern techniques or the weed whackers and etc. And we do find need or reason to use them. We prefer to use the cutlass as much as possible because it keeps the body fit. It keeps the strong and vibrancy of masculinity and femininity growing stronger. So this is the process that's going on. The other sons are collecting up the tree mulch and etc. And we will have a full team here to turn this, what you're seeing, into a beautiful garden. And we want to see if we can do that by the end of the day. We've done first stage preparation of planting the suckers, the seeds grown into suckers, and then we're going to turn this into a bed, a couple of beds, whatever we can get out of it, so that those seeds and suckers can go into the ground, and we have those seeded suckers prepared to grow into food to eat and to consume.
Working in the garden teaches us the sacred ancestral wisdom of honoring earth, wind, rain, and sun. The High Priest Kwatamani gives a libation honoring the fruits of the trees of life.
And all living things of the most supreme, seen and unseen.
Now the grass is cut, and we take the grass that was cut and till it into the ground with the dirt to loosen up the dirt so it be light to receive the plant. We use the hoe to till the ground and mix the cut grass and the root together with the dirt, and I put in nutrients for the heat.
Hey! Yeah, like how we not used to it.
This here process require a lot of time and a lot of hard labor, but it's good for your hearts and for your lungs and for get it blood pumping through your body. Most of the time we forget that how Mother Nature need a lot of love and a lot of care in order to produce the proper nutrients and the proper food for we.
Yeah, we can't forget Mama Nature is feminine, and she needs lots of tender love and care.
Let me listen as the Queen Mother continue to explain to we the process of veganic gardening.
That I will finish mixing the grass and the root together with the dirt. We add mulch, which is broken down trees and leaves and stuff like that. So we spread the mulch on the hip, down the whole hip. We mix with our hands, but we prefer gloves if your mulch is already decomposing. Right, High Priest?
That's right, Queen Mother. In fact, it is a necessity that you take the utmost care in dealing with any composting matter. In fact, the nutrients in it is so powerful that unless you use gloves and cover your nose and things of that nature, it can make you very sick. We note that this is an experienced team that spends their life gardening, planting, harvesting as a way of life, down to the very last child. And in fact, if the mulch was not fresh, if it had been much more decomposed, you better believe they would be covered well.
Remember, the mulch and the dirt have to be mixed well together, 50-50 or more dirt, in order to keep the plant moist, or the plant will not survive. What we experience while planting in the jungle is that too much mulch in the soil can kill the plant or burn the root to the baby plant. So you have to have more dirt in the mulch in order for the baby plant to survive the heat while they're going through their first phases in the soil.
That's excellent advice. We need to look to veganic gardening so that we have natural ways to nourish the soil and take care of Mother Earth, and cease all this pesticides and herbicides and toxic chemicals, all this poison in Mother Earth and the food that we eat.
Yes, Miss Senior. And we can't forget that all of the toxins when they put in the food, that the things there where they kill up all of the people through the heart attacks, diabetes, cancer, and all of them things there. All of the chemicals and the poison and the thing there with all of the people and the animals and they eat, that the thing where they cause the pollution. So I could say with people have to learn how to consume veganic plant fuel.
Now that we finish preparing the heap, we have to make sure we put mulch between the heap to prevent the grass from growing to the heap for a little while. The mulch that is placed between the heap to prevent the grass is used to nourish the soil for the next planting cycle, making that process a little bit easier. These heaps were made in the middle of the day, so you have to put something over it to prevent the baby plant from going too sharp.
Remember, no veganic garden is complete without a compost bin, a place to gather your food remains and the remains from the plants and etc., where you can gather, put them in a drum, sit them out in the sun, and let them decompose so that you are ready for the next planting season. Queen Mother, please explain the planting process so we'll be clear on what to do.
Now we're separating the little baby plant. You have to be very gentle for the roots. They are delicate and very important for plant growth and development. And while putting the baby plant in the ground, you have to make sure you have more dirt around the root. Place the dirt easier around the little plant. Make sure you have enough dirt and press down easy so you don't break the root, and you lock the root in to prevent the sun from penetrating the little root. We will now demonstrate this process. In this garden, we'll be planting lettuce, bok choy, potato leaf, pepper, eggplant, cilantro, and many other vegetables that can fit in the amount of heap that we prepare.
It's a beautiful experience to be in the garden, to get your hands into the soil, feeling that life energy connecting with the plants, feeling the sun, enjoying that sisterhood vibration.
I tell you, my sisters, when I in the garden, they make I want to sing.
Sing! What you waiting for?
Yeah. Tell me, say, who are the people in the jungle land? And the wise old man. Ups and downs, them a come and go. Still together, them stand. Feeling the essence of life, ooh, and supreme love. Doing it right, ooh, in divine union, no one. And the how them could eat so. the fruits of the trees of life. In the sacred garden paradise, and the oldest old man me know.
Thank you, my sister. Now let's go to the next step, which is the watering process.
The High Priest Kwatamani anointed this gardening cycle with the libation, the pouring of water. And so we see this backyard has been transformed into a veganic garden. And this phase ends with the watering.
His holistic living message was nurtured by she. His soulmate are set phenomenally. The supreme she, the fertility goddess of the black land. Yeah, y'all gotta hear about this woman.
The fertility goddess of the black land. Y'all got to hear about this woman.